both of you guys have talked quite a bit about proving the importance of proving the value that it delivers to the users, right? And what I'm really curious about is how would you go about proving that benefit? Mark, how have you, for example, or what proofs have you pointed to, or what measurements have you used to really highlight those benefits that ESM has delivered to the users that you extended it to?
Yeah, I mean, there are some use cases where it's easier in that, it was something quite paper-based, manual. You can measure a transaction. It took someone 10, 15 minutes to process this. It's now taken half that time. So straight away you've got and then we know that we've done 20,000 of these this year. So you've got a calculation there. There are other things that are less tangible. It's more in the almost the goodwill and the user experience that you don't always get the sort of hard data on. But you know that everyone's in agreement. This process is better. It's just that in some cases you don't have as much of a handle of a number to put on it. But I'd say looking at what you can improve, what you can automate, certainly in the IT space, is we've done quite a lot there in terms of software distribution, stuff that people had to physically walk from one area to another. Even getting going back to onboarding, you had to go to a certain building to get your photograph taken. Well, why can't you just upload a photograph? You've logged in, we know who you are, that kind of thing. So it saves people walking from one end of Glasgow to the other. There are all these things that you can put. You can put a number on them. In some cases, you can definitely put a monetary value on them. But a lot of it is the pain side of things, that you know that the process is now better. Everyone's in agreement that it's better. Things don't get missed. The something that drops even from one side of the office to the other. I thought you were dealing with this. No, I thought you were dealing with this sort of idea that there's a service improvement there. The end user knows where they're at, and the people who are providing the support know where the request or the instant, whatever, where it is in its life cycle.
And guys, we've talked a little bit about that one platform approach, right? And I would really like to dig a little bit deeper into what are some of those benefits of having it all in one platform. I mean, we've already expressed simplification of the workflows, right? And undeniable employee experience improvements, but I would also guess cost optimization. I mean, having it all in one platform in mind would mean you get the full visibility of where your IT spend is going. Is it being used correctly? Where can you optimize it? Would that be one of the areas? Am I correct in my thinking? And what else do you think we should point to as those key benefits of one platform as well, Phil?
Yeah, I think so. I think the big upfront benefit is the common experience across the organization. So everybody's kind of doing, you're having the same experience no matter what kind of incident you're trying to resolve or what kind of request you're trying to make. But the real core to this is that shared database. You get all the data together in one place, and it's all the efficiency that you just mentioned, Pat. Plus, it's all the lack of inefficiency of having to go find it someplace else, right? I mean, it's the problems that never occur because it wasn't centralized. That it's hard to get it's hard to estimate the amount of trouble and the amount of cost that's saving you, but it's vast. The more centralized you get that data, and the more reliably you're using that CMDB, I think it really makes the case for itself in terms of in terms of generating that better experience and just creating an environment where you can have that kind of operational flow that you're looking for.
Right, and Phil, you again mentioned the employee experience, right? I mean, the biggest benefit of that simplification or standardization of that employee experience, especially within the same platform, to me just brings benefits, additional benefits of improvement in DEX, which can only be a supportive point in trying to get that stakeholder buy-in, right? With such a big focus on DEX these days that we've discussed in our webinars quite extensively as well. But as we're closing, I would like you both to share a tip or a couple of tips with our audience that you would suggest they go away with. So if I was, coming out of this webinar, I was like, okay, I'm completely sold. I'm going on with the new initiative of ESM. I want to get it done. I know now which of the areas could be my pilot. Where could I start? I know that I should make that pilot my internal ambassador to really try and help me raise awareness and get some excitement about signing up from the other departments to be participating in the ESM endeavors. But what other tips would you give me to really ensure that this is a great success? Phil, I'll start with you.
Well, I think what you want to do is, as I mentioned earlier, you want to identify an area where there is an immediately recognized pain, right? There's a problem. We know that this could be better than it is. And you want to look for something that would accommodate itself well to the same kind, the same basic kind of workflow management that is accomplished with ITSM. I think Mark made a really good point about not everybody's going to sign up immediately. So you look for one that there's definitely an issue going on. You look for one where there's going to be a nice crossover with what you're already doing, where it's there's going to be an immediate sense of this is better. You want that win, right? Because what you want to do is you want that to become, once you found that advocate, once you found that person backing the process, you want that to become the showpiece for the rest of the organization. You get a couple of wins in there, and you're going to be able to make that move into a broader ESM solution that much easier. I think that's what Mark would say has made it work so well at University of Glasgow, is that groups within the organization who've seen it working, they want those results too, right? The results speak for themselves. And that if you're creating a better experience for one group, pretty soon everybody's going to want that same improved experience.